All right, we're back. We dropped Jerry and
Yes,
picked up Sabrina Hoover from WNDU.
I would like to say something very quickly. I was scrolling through Facebook as we were waiting, and an article from none other than Sabrina Hoover popped
Yeah,
up on my Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg, we're in the Facebook offices, Caleb.
it's it's crazy
That
how that works.
awesome. Great timing, right?
Yes, yeah,
It is actually that is nuts. I will say, Sabrina, we have an inside joke here that we're in the Michigan locker room because we
yes,
are.
yeah.
Somebody went to the Nebraska Michigan game like a month ago, and after the game, waited for Bryce Underwood and then showed him a video of our show of
No.
us, yeah, of us like talking bad, which I cannot remember when I talked. I hate Michigan, but I don't think I talked bad about him. And his response to the video was "F them haters."
Yeah.
You don't have a video of him saying that?
No, I
No, I
wish.
don't. We have a picture of him, the guy and Bryce Underwood talking, and it does look like he's showing him something. But yeah, so we're in the Michigan locker room, and then we're big in the crypto community.
Yes.
Okay.
We get comments from
Crypto
time and
bros.
time of crypto bros, like,
Mhm.
and they're like the most analytic stats wise. We had
Mhm.
one when we were talking about Cooper Flag, and he's like his plus and mine. It was crazy.
It was
You
crazy.
So
guys are a jack of all trades.
yeah, we're kind of all. I say people can't do what we do on a regular basis. That's
That's
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
kind of work on
And
the
that's
fly.
why it's an honor to be on this podcast.
Well, it's an honor to have you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we appreciate you coming on. We had you on beginning of the year to talk Notre Dame. Now a lot has changed in
Oh my
college
gosh, yeah.
football. Notre Dame even like looking at, two losses and kind of like playing their way back into the playoff, similar to last year, but a little different. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean a lot has changed. And so we'll start with what the biggest change is. We've beat the dead horse on this, but there's always new stuff that comes out, and there's new stuff I told you guys from the governor of Louisiana,
And I'm ready to hear this.
which I have not said it to either Trevor or Sabrina yet, but this is from Ross Dellinger, Yahoo Sports. And okay, so here's some of the things before we get into this. He says he called Brian Kelly's contract terrible, announced that AD Scott Woodward would not hire the next coach, and says he'd rather Donald Trump be in charge of the search than Woodward.
Interesting words.
Yep. Here we go. I'm going down. Here we go. This is what he says about Scott Woodward. This is a pattern. The guy Woodward here now that wrote that contract costs A&M $77 million right now, and we have a $53 million liability, and we're not doing that again. Maybe we should let President Trump pick it. He loves winners.
Great. Oh my gosh.
He also says we're going to pick a coach and make sure he's successful, and we're going to make sure he's compensated properly and put metrics on it. Basically saying that you're going to get paid, but not what you think you're going to get paid. And yeah, here he goes again. Scott Woodward is not selecting the next coach. Hell, I'd let Donald Trump pick him before I'd let him do it. The board of supervisors is going to come up with the committee and find us a coach. So basically, Scott Woodward's not being fired. He's just not going to be able to pick the coach.
Okay.
Which I think is funny because other than the Jimbo and the Brian Kelly's actually done a pretty decent job on all other sports for LSU. But yeah, so the governor, and there's a video, and he is like animated and not happy about it. So a lot has gone on down there. We know that the governor's been involved because there's no president of the school. So him and kind of the board has done things. And I guess I didn't know this, but the governor's kind of been involved with LSU football as much as they want to. As much as the governor wants to be involved, they can. When they built Death Valley, the stadium, they technically built dorm rooms in there just to build the stadium to have it government funded. And after a couple of years, there was no longer dorm rooms in there. So
Wow.
that's kind of how they work. But Sabrina, to have you on, what are kind of your thoughts with Brian Kelly being fired after 4 years at LSU?
Yeah, that I told you guys earlier, but this news broke Sunday night. I don't know if you guys know how, sports reporters kind of do the things, but, I was on a dinner break during this and my phone was blowing up and I saw ESPN's news and I was like, oh my goodness. Like the biggest shock to me was, again, knowing that, I feel like this was the year, I feel like a lot was riding into this year. You know, he had a lot of success in previous years. We all know how he left Notre Dame. Obviously, I wasn't here as a reporter when he left, but would have loved to be a fly on the wall when that happened. But, you know, he had a lot of success at Notre Dame, the most, winningest coach in Notre Dame history. That's a big achievement. I think in the college football world right now, which I know we'll get into later, but several head coaches have been fired so far. I mean, we talk about, James Franklin at Penn State, Sam Pittman, Arkansas, the guy at Florida, Billy Napier, it's guys like this. And I'm like, it's becoming a trend. And in all, hindsight of this, it is what it is. And I know Marcus Freeman talked about that as well in his press conference. And someone asked him about, his thoughts on Brian Kelly leaving LSU. And he flat out just said, like, first of all, class act. He talked about you hate to see anybody, to lose a job, let alone someone that kind of helped you get a job at Notre Dame. But also in this college football world right now, you should be grateful for where you are at the moment, because you never know what could happen, right? I mean, what's his name? James Franklin at Penn State lost three games and he's gone. So it's like, and he made the college football playoffs a year before. So it's like, you never know what could happen in this whole crazy college football world. But when it comes to Brian Kelly, I mean, the biggest shock, I guess, was knowing that going into this year, they had some really big wins. And that LSU, I mean, not that LSU, A&M game, they were up at one point. So like, to know that A&M beat them the way that they did in that game was huge. So overall, I would say a little bit of shock, but also in the college football world right now, it seems like it's kind of a trend.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no patience anymore. There, you don't get any time to build a program. I mean, and I think the other thing, and it hurts Brian Kelly, is, he got Notre Dame to a national title in 3 years. He wasn't able to accomplish at LSU. Notre Dame has been able to get to a national title game since he left. So and it just wasn't a great fit. It was goofy.
Yeah.
It didn't work. Clearly the governor hated the contract to begin with. Yeah, and now we'll see kind of where LSU goes on. What does Brian Kelly do? I don't know.
I think too, not only is there like no patience, but I think there's like really high expectations, especially when you get a lot of money involved. When you don't meet those expectations, especially like Sabrina said, this was kind of viewed as LSU's year to, improve themselves, and Brian Kelly proved themselves. And I think that, LSU fans and the governor saw a really tough road for LSU moving forward to even make the college football playoffs. So yeah, I think not only is there a lack of patience, but the expectations are higher now than ever because of the kind of money that these teams are dealing with.
I completely
Yeah. No, you're good. No, it's the money. It's paying the players. I mean, I think previously LSU had paid like the last 3 years, like $8 or $9 million for a roster. This year they ended up paying 13 for a roster. So yeah, I mean, boosters are running these programs. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
No, and like Marcus Freeman, I know, has been in, some conversations about, is he going to take the Penn State job, or, is he going to take the Florida job? It's like, I know those have kind of been shut down, but it's really good to hear from a head coach like Marcus Freeman to say, I'm grateful for, where I am at right now at Notre Dame, right? Because it's like, he knows he can't take any of this for granted because it can be gone, in a blink of an eye. And I think this year has shown that for several head coaches. So to have a head coach, especially lead a program like Notre Dame, to say that, I think should give Notre Dame fans, a lot of hope.
Yeah.
No, it does feel good. But, I always say with Brian Kelly, I didn't think he'd leave, so I'm not going to hold my breath. You never know. The money is the money.
The money's the money.
I say for Notre Dame fans, we hope for a very long college football playoff run again, and then he doesn't have the ability to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Sabrina, you were at the Sam Pittman funeral, weren't you not?
Oh, I was. Yep. I was. I sure was. Got to see that beat down for sure.
So we have like 12 jobs opening right now, very wide range, like Kent State to LSU. Out of these 12 jobs, like what was the more shocking firing to you?
I keep going back to Penn State. I mean, I know Arkansas had their struggles with Sam Pittman, but James Franklin, that one just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, again, leading them to the college football playoffs, the success he's had at Penn State, you talk about the patience factor. You lose 3 games and you're kind of gone. But I always feel like with James Franklin, what he's built at Penn State was kind of like huge for me, knowing the kind of character he is, and like knowing the kind of coach he is. You can tell he really cares about his players. I think that's also rare nowadays as well for some coaches. So I think even he was on a College Game Day and talked about it with Nick Saban, and it doesn't make sense as to why that happened. I know that he will find a good opening, a good job later on, but I think when you leave a program like Penn State, the way he kind of left it, I feel like that's going to kind of bite Penn State in the butt maybe later on. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be like Nebraska when they fired Bo Pelini when he was like 9-3, 10-2, and
right.
He had the first good year, and then we know what Nebraska's been since. Awful. Yep. And yeah, I just think yet again, it's these people are in these tough decisions, and sometimes the college football money is fake money, clearly, as we're at like $200 some million in buyouts so far,
right?
And we're not even to November. There's probably I expect Wisconsin to be open, Florida State probably will be open. It's just every day. It's like more and more is gonna happen. Someone's probably gonna get fired this weekend.
Exactly. And I will say too, I know we're going to talk about this later on the show about just the college football world or the season, but it's insane knowing like, like Miami, the way they lost to Louisville, Texas A&M, was that close game against Arkansas, and then they blow out LSU. It's like teams like this, it just seems up and down. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's not one dominant team, and if there is, it's Ohio State.
Right. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. Like, all we know is that all the teams are good and they're all bad too.
Right? Yeah. Like Indiana, sure, yeah. You could argue they're up there as well for sure, but then you saw like their first game of the season. It was kind of, it's the first game of the season, sure, but like it's never. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out Indiana. I know that they beat Oregon on the road at Eugene, but I'm still trying to figure them out.
Well, and also these schedules are so much tougher. We talk about that all the time. Like the SEC is a gauntlet of a schedule. The Big Ten, it feels like sometimes the best teams aren't playing each other. Well, in the SEC, they are. So, yeah, I mean, the road is much harder. I think they said about Brian Kelly, like the 2 losses on the road were okay, and then he ends up losing at home to the number 3 team in the country. And they're like, yeah, it's still not good enough.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's only going to continue to evolve. Someone's going to get fired this weekend. Like that's just kind of where we're at. And it's just the way that it is. Someone's going to get paid millions of dollars, and you never really know what's going to happen.
Well, I think I know that we said like the 2 road losses were fine. It was the Texas A&M. I feel like the scale started to tip a little bit with the Vanderbilt loss.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot of people's measuring stick to being like, if we have to be better than Vanderbilt in the SEC. Yeah. And I think that's now this Vanderbilt team is way different than any other Vanderbilt team that's like ever existed.
100%.
But like it's still LSU. That is someone that they expect to beat every year. And when it's like those teams are above you and you're losing, then I think that's kind of where people were like, oh, maybe this isn't going to work.
And wasn't that the biggest joke around Brian Kelly was that he couldn't win a big game? Wasn't that?
Yeah, it's always been that.
So it's always and right, like it's always been that. And I feel like when he was doing good in the beginning of the season, it was like, dang, they're actually, Brian Kelly's actually doing this, and then things happened.
Yeah.
No, Brian Kelly has caused me so much pain in my life. It's ridiculous. Nothing was worse than 2016. We go into Miami undefeated. You have Harry Hindsight being like, the only thing that matters is winning a ring at the end of the season, blah, 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 blah. And we just got trounced. It wasn't even close. That's when they brought out the turnover chain for the first time. It was like 45-0. And it was like, yeah. So, I mean, he's never been able to win the big game. That's probably going to hurt him in getting a new job. That's what's even funnier when he went down there. It's like, I'm going to, win the national title, blah, blah, blah. And I haven't even won all my games yet. And his fake accent and everything. But, I mean, I don't know. It's just, he is a guy that's caused me much pain. He's a terrible neighbor. And he's $50 million richer, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now moving on to bright spots in our lives. Notre Dame football, Sabrina, we're more than halfway through. They have 5 games left. What are your thoughts so far of how the season has kind of gone?
Yeah. I think we mentioned it, the first show I did was before the season, right? It was before Miami. After that Miami game, I was like, okay, CJ Carr was pleased with his performance. Interesting, way of, losing that game. But then bye week came. So I was like, okay, they have some time. A&M game, defense looked horrendous. And so I was like, the past, it was the whole thing. So I was like, okay, you start the season 0-2. Then, you get that big win over Purdue. They rattle off some wins here and there. I think the biggest thing I've seen from this team, and, I know it's going to continue to get better, but Marcus Freeman has always talked about stop beating Notre Dame. And I think you even talked about, their success in the second half rather than the first. That's the biggest thing I've seen from them is just when they're good, they're good. When they're bad, they're bad. So it's like inconsistency, if that makes sense. So like after the 0-2 start, offense was rolling, obviously give the ball to Jeremiah Love when all else fails. And then defensively, I feel like that was a struggle for a few weeks, the pass defense, the run defense, it was a whole thing. And then penalties came up. I feel like penalties were a big issue, got behind the chains, started off really slow in the first half in a lot of games. Second half rolls around, they look like a completely different team. And then now more recently, the kicking game. And it's like Noah Burnett coming off that injury, not 100%, misses that 31-yard field goal against USC, misses the extra point. Some kicks go out of bounds. It's almost like, where's the fine line of when are we going to be consistent? When are they going to be consistent? So that's the biggest thing I've seen from this team is they've handled adversity. They've bounced back. They've rattled off 5 straight wins. But now I think the biggest thing is how are they going to put it all together? Because when playoff time comes, you can't miss a 31-yard or even an extra point for that matter. And then penalties, that's going to kill you. The running game's been outstanding. I think we know that. CJ Carr, I think, had his worst performance against USC this past weekend or 2 weekends ago, but he didn't really have to do much when you can just give the ball to Love, right? So offensively, I've been really pleased with Will Pauling, Malachi Fields, those transfer wide receivers. Jeremiah Love's been outstanding. CJ Carr's been great. He's had his, freshman moments. But I think that's just the number one thing, putting everything together.
So do you expect them to win the remaining 5 games? Like there will not be a slip up?
No. Sorry. Yes. I think the only game that does have me a little bit concerned is Pitt. Yeah. That's the one where I'm like, they've won a lot of good games. If you think about it, like a few years ago, Miami was undefeated. They beat Miami, and it's like they can be the game that it's like if you don't prepare, the way that you want to prepare against a team like that, they're going to hurt you. So
yeah, and I think they're retiring Aaron Donald's number that night. Pat Narduzzi, I know from the Michigan State days, is a psychopath, and you never know kind of what's going to happen. I
would say that Syracuse game, if Steve Angeli was playing, only because it's on senior night.
Yeah, that is a very, very solid point.
But yeah, I do think that they will win out. That one is Pitt. I think will be a little bit harder. I think the biggest thing too is the injuries have kind of hurt this team as well. Talk about on the offensive line, the defensive line, they've all had their injuries. Billy Schrauth, now Joe Odding's in his place. Sullivan Absher's now playing left guard. And then, guy on the defensive line, Rubio, he's out. We don't know his timetable for him. So I think when we look at the injuries, that's also something that's kind of a big question mark in my head. But looking at the rest of the season, I think that from here on out, I see them winning the rest of the remainder of the regular season. But that's just the biggest thing is the inconsistency.
And Sabrina, you kind of answered this a little bit, but how would you rate CJ Carr's performance so far at the halfway point?
Yeah. It's funny. Like, obviously we've seen like little bit of like, big plays downfield, connecting with Will Pauling, Malachi Fields, Jordan Faison. We know he can sling the ball down the field. He's not a big runner. I think I've seen a lot of his freshman moments when he's scrambling and when he, doesn't have time and he just throws it out, and it's like, it's an interception. So I think that's the biggest thing as a freshman he's going to learn is, being comfortable in the pocket and obviously finding those, areas where he's going to, find, guys down the field. But I think that's the biggest thing I've seen from him. If I could rate him, I would maybe say I'm going to go like 7 out of 10 for right now. we've seen those freshman moments, but we've also seen really, really good moments of him as well. Again, like I think that's the biggest thing is I compare him to Riley Leonard a lot, but I know Riley Leonard's completely different. He actually was a big runner, not really a big thrower, and CJ Carr is completely different. When I think about Notre Dame having a solid quarterback from years on in, I think of a guy like CJ Carr that can continue to have success for this team, just from the way that he carries himself, the way that he bounces back from adversity, and he's just so mature. I know I've talked about that to Caleb a lot, but he's just very mature in his, delivery and the way he talks to the media, but also the way he talks to his players and his teammates. So I think seeing all the freshman moments he's had so far, it doesn't get me worried. It gets me, kind of amped up knowing that he can only get better from here on out.
So outside of Carr, because he was kind of unknown coming in, everybody thought he was going to be good, but you never really knew how he was going to play. What has surprised you on the team, or who has surprised you with the team?
That's a good question. I want to say this receiver core. I knew that they were talented. I knew, Malachi Fields coming from Virginia, he was a big dude, big receiver. But Will Pauling was a big guy that I was like, really? Not knowing, I didn't really know a lot about him coming from Wisconsin, but he's shown a lot of just progression throughout this entire season. I mean, I feel like he's, if not maybe the number 2, if not the number 1 guy that CJ Carr likes to go to. So those receivers have really shocked me, knowing how well that they've connected, just on the field on the offensive side of the ball. And then just knowing how good of teammates they are too, because Marcus Freeman talks so highly of them having, just that winner mentality and, it's not about themselves, it's about the team. So that would probably be my number 1 thing. Defensively, I feel like that's also been a good, it's been a up and down shock, right? Because it's been how they started the season wasn't great, but I think what's really shocked me is how they've bounced back, especially with all the stuff with, Chris Ash being obviously the biggest conversation starter with that defense, but they've really shown that when they need them, especially in that fourth quarter against USC, they will come up. So.
Well, that kind of answered, I don't know. So what do you, after the 2 losses, what do you think their biggest improvement has been up to this point?
Definitely probably the secondary on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, again, that was the biggest talking point we talked about in multiple of our shows is this defense, the defensive secondary in the beginning of the season to now is night and day. It's insane how much that they've grown. Mind you, in that USC game, there were some questionable, areas on USC's offense where I was like, why would you call that? But it's, stuff like that. But to turn the ball over, as many times as they did. And then I think even the game before that, they had some turnovers as well. I feel like that gives just the entire team so much confidence because you see when, last year, Notre Dame's defense, when, Xavier Watts had a big interception or guys like that had a big interception, it's it gets the whole entire team amped up and it allows the offense to have some juice as well. And that's what this defense has really shown, especially in the secondary when they are at their best. I feel like the entire team is at their best.
We have a question from one of our viewers.
Oh, God.
His name, we call him Creepy Photo Nolan Mark.
Oh,
You're going to find out why here in a
Yeah.
second. He doesn't always spell great. His mother's a teacher.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really know how to spell or type very well. But his question is, what was the last dominant 2-man backfield? That's Jay Love and Jay Price. Question for Sabrina. And he said Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards. Yeah, I mean, he's also a Notre Dame fan, so he's heavily involved.
That is so – what's crazy about that? We're literally having a segment on Jeremiah Love and Price in our next show about, just breaking them down because we're arguing that we don't – this might be the best 2-back, in that Notre Dame's ever seen. Yeah. I don't – again, I know, a lot of Notre Dame fans might disagree with that, but when it comes to just the statistics that both of them have put up so far this season, especially I think they, combined for 6 total touchdowns in multiple games – I can't answer that one because I kind of want to save that for my show, but also I would argue that I would think Price and Love are the best, right? Or that Notre Dame's ever seen.
Yeah, I think the only other one would be in Notre Dame history would be Jerome Bennis and Rocket Ishmael. would be like the only one. And that probably just took away your story right there. But
And,
that would probably be the only one I could think of.
and you know what's even funny about that is like when Audrey Estime was here, like I remember asking, I think it was Price, and I was like, you know, how much have you learned from Audric? And he was like telling me and everything, and he just went back to like how tough he was at Notre Dame, and I feel like Price is kind of built into that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I don't want to say he's modeled his game after Audric, but like the amount of like toughness that like Love has, I feel like Price has been kind of, you know, getting into that as well on those like aggressive runs and stuff like that. So I feel like he doesn't model it after Estime, but I feel like he definitely has, you know, looked up to him in a way.
I have one more Notre Dame question before we move on to the all of college football, and this is something I need you to start pushing. Is I need you to start pushing Jeremiah Love for Heisman, because some people have money on this thing, and I think it can happen. And so, like, I need the local media to start pushing it a little more. You know, I need you guys to be like, hey, like, I need someone to make a graphic and like maybe pop it up every once in a while.
We're definitely going to talk about that in our show as well. Don't worry.
I need it to be pushed. People have money on this thing, okay?
Don't worry. Don't worry.
I mean, I get the whole gambling stuff going on in the NBA, but like this stuff needs to be pushed.
That could be a completely different podcast.
Yeah, I need you guys to start pushing this stuff a little bit.
Okay.
But no, so yeah, looking at college football, I'm sure there's a team in Texas that you're probably very pleased with. You are wearing red.
Yep.
I'll let you talk about your team down there in Texas that spent like $20 million, I'll say. But other than that, you know.
Okay, guys, I did go to Texas Tech. Okay. Lubbock, Texas, good old Lubbock, Texas. They did ban the tortillas, by the way.
No.
Don't know if you heard about that. We would throw tortilla. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or,
yeah,
kind of, yeah.
Okay, we would literally wear cowboy boots, take them out of our cowboy boots, and throw tortillas on the field during kickoff. It was a thing. But now it's banned. So, Texas Tech, yes, they got their first loss of the season against Arizona State. They have been dealing with quarterback issues. Baron Morton, starting quarterback, was out in that game. He hasn't been 100%. That defense, though, is solid. That defensive line is really good. So I feel like Texas Tech losing to Arizona State, they bounced back, I think, this past week against Oklahoma State, if I'm correct. I honestly see Texas Tech moving up later on. I'm worried about Baron Morton only because he is very injury prone. Ever since I think like 2 or 3 years after I left Texas Tech, when he got there, he's been up and down for them. So I think that's a big question mark, is how he's going to be healthy throughout the playoffs, if that is obviously a conversation. I do want to point out, I know we talked about Heisman. Indiana, Fernando Mendoza has been a big talker. It's been a big talking point in the Heisman conversation. I'm like, okay, if we want to talk about things that are shocking, I do think Indiana having everything, like I feel like on all 3 sides of the football, like having just being dominant, like offensive side of the ball, Fernando Mendoza, he's shown so much progression throughout the entire season. When you talk about the defense as well, when they faced Oregon, I will say I thought they were going to lose that game in Eugene. I was like, if this is at Bloomington, sure, you know, like maybe this is a back and forth battle. For Indiana to beat them, by like 10, I feel like it was. Beat them by 10, the way that they handled that fourth quarter, the way that defense, you know, just continued to show progression and just continued to show dominance was huge. And Curt Cignetti, I know he's got a nice little contract right now, but Curt Cignetti, again, has been a big shock. Again, I know last year was kind of like the whole, hey, rebuilding Indiana, and, you know, they lose, you know, to obviously Notre Dame in the first round of the playoffs. This year's, I feel like, means something more. Like this year is personal for Curt Cignetti, in my opinion. To know they lost last year in the first round of the playoffs, to know this year he's got the tools, he's got the guys, he's got the money now, and he's staying in Indiana. I feel like he's putting this team on the map, which is shown. They are, you know, number 2, the highest AP poll ranking they've ever had in school history. People want to go to football games now in Bloomington, Indiana. And I feel like that was just not a thing ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was my biggest shock, knowing how consistent this team has been this entire season.
Yeah, it was nice of you. I finally feel heard, because Jerry went Ty Simpson, Caleb went Jeremiah Love, and they treated me like I was a psycho for picking Fernando Mendoza. So
Mendoza.
thank you, Sabrina.
You know what? I'll help you with that one. And I do. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm just saying I have history on my side. Every year that ends in a 5, a running back has won the Heisman Trophy. So, I mean, there's 5 games left. He's going to have 200 yards rushing games. Sabrina's going to start pushing it a little bit more, and it's going to happen.
And 2, I don't know if you guys have watched a lot of Georgia Tech. Haynes King.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another dominant quarterback, because I wish that Notre Dame faced him last year. I think he was hurt in that game when Notre Dame faced him. I wanted to see how he was going to go up against Notre Dame's defense, because what he has done so far this season is outstanding. What Georgia Tech's done, I mean, Vanderbilt as well, that college. And then Miami, I know we talked about Miami losing to Louisville. Carson Beck had a few picks in that game. Did not look like the Carson Beck we saw throughout in the beginning of the season. Michigan has kind of been up and down in the AP Top 25 poll. They're kind of interesting one. USC now, I think that was a big talker in our show last week, was how they were out of the AP and then Michigan was in, even though USC beat Michigan. But that was a whole thing. And then Texas, I mean, to rattle back and beat Mississippi State this past weekend was huge for them. Again, they've been up and down as well. I feel like that's just the trend. This entire football season for every single team has been up and down. And then you could argue Ohio State's obviously been the most dominant. And, obviously Indiana's been great. And then Texas A&M, I know I talked about Marcel Reed earlier to you guys, but that Texas A&M group looks dangerous. And I feel like you even talked about it too, Caleb, that they're a different Texas A&M team in the beginning of the season to now when they face Notre Dame in week 2, because they look outstanding. Marcel Reed's great. That defense is great. Again, I feel like that team has extra motivation this year as well, knowing that last year, or how they performed last year. So overall, a lot of up and down throughout this entire poll, but I feel like that's the thing. That's the beauty of this, is anybody could be hot in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, it's very true. It's up and down. It's wild. It's wacky. Real quickly, last question: who, as of right now, to you is the best team in college football?
Yeah. Are we just talking consistency wise, or just all around
Yeah, if the playoffs started tomorrow, who would you say is that team's gonna win it?
Yeah. Oof. Probably Ohio State. I mean, I hate to say that because I know how you feel, Caleb, but I know what they did last year to Notre Dame. But when you look at all phases of of their game, it's hard to compare them to any other college, right? I mean, when you think about everything that they have done, especially last year. So I think too, though, I would argue that if Indiana, I know that the rest of the regular season is super easy, but I know that if Indiana can continue to do what they did against Oregon, I could maybe change my answer. I don't know. And that's the thing too, is Ohio State's dominant, but I feel like Indiana has a chip on their shoulder this year. I don't know. It's a different team in my eyes. But then you got Texas A&M, who's also a dominant team, and that has shown the world that this is a Texas A&M team that a lot of fans have been waiting to see.
Yeah, no, I mean it's been a fun season so far. We talked about could a 3-loss team get in the playoff? It's will a 2-loss team maybe get in the playoff? Just where we're at right now. But Sabrina, we appreciate you coming on and being with us. We'd like to have you on again sometime, probably at the end of Notre Dame season. It'd be fun as we see if they make the playoff or bowl prep or whatever goes on there. But
interesting for the rankings, right? For next Tuesday.
Yeah. Next Tuesday is the first official rankings. But yeah, we had WNDU sports reporter Sabrina Hoover on. Sabrina, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. See you guys later.
See ya. Wow, dude, she's really punching down being on this podcast.
Yeah, it's big time. I mean, hey, this is where you start. We come off of 1 billion people watching last week, and
1 billion.
We come back with real sports reporters. Look at us now. You sat up the entire time.
I know. I had my hands like this in my lap. I caught myself.
You were like a little kid that went to church and was like,
yeah.
Hey, it's
well, I was scared because I texted Caleb and I said I have 4 questions for Sabrina. Off of the bat, she answered 2 of them. Just her.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's
so then I was terrified that you were going to look at me and it's your turn to ask a question. And then I go, Caleb, I have no more questions.
No, it worked out great. We had her for 30 minutes. That was the time that we had her for. She had to go to dinner, and no, it worked out perfectly fine. We like handled it like we actually knew what we were doing with the
Yeah.
rotation of questions. Like
Yeah.
it was really good. I mean, I think we may be figuring this stuff out a little bit.
I
You
think we're
never
getting
know.
pretty good.
Yeah, we're getting. It's like we're getting too good. I think for like kind of our production level.
That might be true.
Oh, here's creepy photo. Very professional stream.
Yeah,
You need
thank
a
you,
good 30
Nolan.
minutes. Yeah,
Thank
we didn't break down. We didn't lose me, and it was
No.
great.
Yeah, the technology did not get in our way.
Yeah,
And
no,
now
it
it's
was
kind of
good.
nice to like be the normal selves now.
Yeah, no, now we're back. It's like, yeah, I mean, we figured out creepy photos, asking questions, and
You know what's
trying
so
to.
funny that Sabrina just got forced to see Nolan's shirtless body.
Everybody does if we have anybody
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. But
just like, I mean,
we
creepy
should have
photo.
pulled up the McDonald's order.
We should have 5,000
We should have
calorie
asked
McDonald's.
her
order.
what she thought about that.
I tried, so I'm trying to get Riley to come on next week and do it while we're doing the show. But he said that he wants to do it with me here, and I said, no. I'm not going to be. No, I do not want you coming over to my house to doing it. And I said, I'll have you like do it at your house, set up your
We'll
phone.
pay for it.
I don't know about all that, but
Me and you will tag team the order.
yeah, but I just would like to like just have him sitting there eating the McDonald's while we do our show regular, and we'll just check in periodically and be like, "Hey, how you doing? Right, you still alive there?"
Yeah, I feel bad. Like, is that? He said that was 300-pound him. Now he's a slim.
He said he
two.
could still do it.
Oh man, I like the idea.
Creepy photos doubling down. It was a good question.
It wasn't.
It actually led right into like what
Yeah.
they're working on right now,
Yeah.
and I probably did snipe their story, but history.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I was thinking that me and you, we get that order, and then Riley gets that order, and then me and you have to race Riley into finishing it. We get to tag team it. Me and you are eating it together.
I mean,
I think we could do it.
I'm gonna text him and be like, "We will pay for the McDonald's if you come and do it live on the show next Wednesday."
Dude, and you know what's so funny? We literally haven't been talking to Sabrina for 4 minutes, and this is already where the podcast is gone.
Yeah. No, I mean, like when we get real, it's when people come in, but like that's not who we are.
That's not who we are, and I'm tired of pretending like it is.
Like when we had 45 people in here, it was like, oh, we have to be buttoned up and proper.
Yeah.
And we're back down to the little old skis. But someone who's not backing down, I will say, is the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yes.
They just will not die.
No, they won't.
They will not die. All right, so game 3 went to 18 innings. The Dodgers won that 6-5. Freddie Freeman walk-off. Won it. Boom.
Did you watch it? Did you stay up?
Watched it about the 14th inning. I was done with it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't. I think I made it to like the 9th or 10th.
I couldn't do it. I will say this was the only time where I know we argue about time zones on here. Been a great time to have the Western time zone.
Yeah.
Because the game got over at like midnight. They're like, oh, the game got over at like 11:45. I'm like, that would have been fantastic.
Yeah, but for us, it was almost 3 a.m.
Yeah, so I stopped watching the 14th inning. Ohtani went 9 for 9 with 2 homers in that game. I will say, and I said this before, and then he kind of bounced back and shoved it up my butt, but he's not played great. He's had the game 4 against the Brewers where it's like, whoa, okay, this is Ohtani, couple homers, striking people out. He had the good game in game 3. Last night, he did not look good. Gave up, I think, 4 runs. Vlad hit a home run off him. They lost 6-2. Outside of a couple moments, consistency has not been his key. But I'd say that for the Dodgers as a whole. Their stars have not been playing as stars. Mookie Betts has not looked good. I know he had a down regular season, but he's not looked good. If it wouldn't have been really for maybe Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Teoscar Hernandez, like this Dodgers team would not be anywhere close to the Blue Jays. They could easily be down 3-1.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that Ohtani isn't worth $700 for 10 years.
I think he is worth it, but he's just he just hasn't been very consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he has moments where you're like, oh my god, like nobody else can do this,
Yeah. Yep.
and then but it's like at a certain point, and I've always does it tax either one way of the zone? Like, does his pitching hurt his hitting? Does his hitting hurt his pitching? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just always been one of those things with me. It's like he's a great player. What he does is amazing, but he's not been like perfect, or he's not been, like I think Vladdy's been better than him.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so that's the thing. Is like, yeah, he's great that he can pitch, but if he's gonna pitch and give up 4 runs and you lose, that's not good.
Right. And yeah, you might as well just put him at a DH and let somebody else pitch
Yeah.
who's actually gonna. But like you said though, Otani does things where you're literally like, no one else on earth can do this because it's at the highest level.
Well, without a doubt, like that game 3 performance, 9 for 9 with 2 homers. He's walked like 5 times. Yeah, that'll never happen again.
Well, and also too, it's like not only does he play at the highest level and does this, he's playing at the highest level of the highest level.
Yeah.
We're talking about a conference series in the World Series. Like that is insane. 9 for 9 is crazy.
No, it's nuts. I mean, getting walked 5 times is crazy in a game. Intentionally walked 5 times in a game. I mean, look, I expect him to bounce back tonight. But yeah, it's like, yeah, he's done great things, but like, I'm like, hey, look, like Vladdy's played better than him in the World Series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's guys that have had better moments. It's just one of those things where we do get enamored by like, oh my gosh, because it is great what he does. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not. Like, we'll never see it again. It's great, but it's just like he's had moments. I'd like to just see it be consistent. Like,
Yeah.
can you maybe go like 2 for 3 tonight with a double, a couple of ribbies? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, other than that, and I will also say too, the Blue Jays are getting more from their bottom of the order unknown guys. Like the guy yesterday filling in for George Springer gets on base, leads off on base against Otani, and then Vladdy's able to hit a 2-run shot instead of a 1-run shot. So they're getting momentum. I think the Blue Jays are showing everybody, hey, we're for real. We can win some games. Like, this is not going to be a walk in the park.
Yeah.
I expect the Dodgers still to win the series, but it's going back to Toronto no matter what happens tonight, because game 6 is going to be there, and not a lot of people thought it'd go back to Toronto. So I give the Blue Jays credit.
Yeah, I am pulling for the Blue Jays. I would like them to win. I'm a sucker for the underdog story. I've watched Miracle probably 800 times. I watched Rocky 1 when he's the underdog 6 million times. So
He's an underdog in every movie. Every Rocky.
Isn't he the champion and fights Apollo? Or is that in the one?
No, not the first time he fights Apollo.
Okay. Because like after that, oh no, yeah. Then he fights. Which is 4 the Russian?
4 or 5 is the Russian. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
That is good.
It's just goofy because he's like working out in Russia outside.
I love it.
It's awesome. It's like in Drago's like inside.
Yeah, like on has like test tubes in him. Did you know that Sylvester Stallone was working out so hard that he gave himself a heart attack while in the mountains?
For that movie?
For the montage, yeah.
I mean, I believe it. The guy's crazy. I'm trying to figure out it doesn't really say which ones he fought who in. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Wikipedia, Rocky, here we go. Did you know there's a musical? That was in 2012.
No, I didn't know that.
Rocky 1. Yeah, Carl Weathers was in it, so I'm assuming that he fought. I should have just looked up who did Rocky fight in each movie. That's where I should have looked up instead of trying to look up the Rocky movies.
No, dude.
Wait. Who did Rocky fight?
Okay, I have it. Have it.
It?
Rocky 1, Apollo Creed, split decision, loss.
Split decision, loss? Are you kidding me?
Apollo Creed, knockout win in 2. In 3, he fought Clubber Lang.
Yep.
And was knocked out and lost the title. Then in 3, he fights Clubber Lang again and knocks him out and regains the title.
Yeah.
Rocky 4, he knocks out Ivan Drago.
4 was Russia.
And then 5, he fights Tommy Gunn in a street fight win, not a sanctioned bout. And then Rocky Balboa 2006, Mason the Line Dixon. The Line. That's the worst nickname ever. Yeah,
Yeah, that's where he's like
they call me the Line.
he's super old, and
Yeah, but he does also lose. They say that his record is 57-23. The broadcast graphic shows his record 57-23-1, 51 KOs. So basically, he's Mike Tyson.
yeah, with more wins.
Yeah,
Hey, not how hard you get hit; it's how hard you get hit and get back.
and get back up.
You know what I mean? Like, no, they're great movies.
Yeah, they are good. Rocky V, I don't remember that one at all.
Which one did? No, I think that's the one where it's like the promoters are trying to get him to come back. I just saw like a thing on TikTok, and the guy like comes up to him, he's like, "I want to fight you," blah blah blah. Blah. Yeah, so I think they do that. What was the one where he fought Hulk Hogan? Was that one?
Yeah, let me look it up.
Because yeah, I mean,
I think it was one.
and then the Creed movies, of course. I think they're remaking Rocky Balboa. Rocky 3 is when he fought Hulk Hogan.
He fought Thunderlips, the Ultimate Male, played by Hulk Hogan, at a charity exhibition. There was no official winner. It ends in chaos after both men go off script, but they shake hands afterward.
Yeah, Rocky 3, but I feel like there was a lot of memorable moments where he's like, didn't they like almost fight at the steps where the statue was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those movies are great. I mean, they're I think they're remaking Rocky with a different actor.
Like from Rocky 1?
I don't know if it's like that, but I think that they're gonna like they're talking about remaking Rocky, and I think that like there's gonna be like a new actor and stuff.
I could be interested, but also I think they've done Creed so well where it's in the Rocky universe, but it's a separate person. I would be more interested in that maybe. Maybe like I don't know. I love the Creed movies. The Creed movies are just as good as the Rocky movies.
Okay, so they're doing a thing called I Play Rocky. The film will be a biographical drama about Sylvester Stallone's struggle to get the original Rocky movie.
Oh, yeah, he wrote that.
Yeah, no, he wrote it. Yeah,
he
like locked himself in a room. He wrote it. The studios wanted him to sell the script, but he wanted to be the star of it. And like nobody believed in him to do it. And so somebody was like, "Fine, we'll do it. You have to shoot in 30 days." So they shot the first movie very quickly, and he ended up winning an Academy Award.
Yeah, and then I know, did that win the Oscar? I think.
Yeah,
Rocky
I think
won
the
the
first,
Oscar,
yeah, the first one. It was like best original screenplay or something like that.
Yeah. So that's awesome. I love Rocky. I need to watch him again.
It's a great movie. I love Sylvester Stallone. He's just a badass.
Were you a big fan of The Expendables?
No, I wouldn't say I was a big fan of The Expendables. I watched it.
Do you remember that Stone Cold Steve Austin movie where they're like on an island?
Dude, there's so many of those types of movies.
Do you like faintly remember that? Because I do, and I can't remember what it's called.
That's like all those movies in the 90s, 2000s, like all those like action movies where it's like Claude Van Damme was a star.
Yeah.
That was a thing. All those guys like try to get into that, and it's just like
The Marine,
yes. Very much. I think Triple H had a
The Chaperone, there. I think is what that was called.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's everybody thinks they can do action movies until they actually have to do action movies.
Yeah,
it's just like it's not as easy. Sylvester Stallone makes it look easy.
He's so good. He makes it look easy. Even in the Creed movies, he's really good.
Dude, he's a really good actor. Like,
did you know that they had to kill him off because there was like a contract dispute? Or
they started arguing over like creative differences.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I mean, he created the whole
empire. That's kind of like the whole thing that happened with George Lucas in Star Wars when he sold.
Yeah, but he got paid billions of dollars.
Yeah, yeah. He sold to Disney and then like expected them to like let him make decisions.
Yeah, but I mean, look, when you're that powerful, you've created. I mean, when you created something like that, I think you would be like, no, I know if anybody knows, it's me. But sometimes it is better off to let somebody else have a different imagination on it.
Yeah, and that too has made me think that we should dedicate the rest of our lives to being Division I football coaches and then just get fired.
Yeah, I mean, get to the highest level and
then just get that buyout, baby.
Well, I do think some contracts are going to be changed a little bit. I don't know if as long of contracts is going to be given out. Maybe not. It doesn't look like LSU is going to be giving them out, but. Because, I mean, the problem is Signetti got the 8 years, $11 some million a year fully guaranteed or whatever. So mean, you have some of those things, but yeah, just the long contracts.
Yeah.
I think contracts in a lot of speaking of baseball, I think is going to be changed too because there's probably going to be a lockout next year at the end of the season. So I was talking to a guy I know plays baseball. We went golfing Monday, and he said expect guys to sign like 1 to 2 year deals because of the lockout.
Wow.
Because there's most likely going to be a lockout, and everybody's just kind of going to want to like sit down, argue it, and hammer out some things. Maybe not a salary cap, but like a minimum of maybe what teams will have to pay or spend. So yeah, I think contracts and a lot of things are going to get. But the problem is there's so much money being like thrown in
Yeah.
that like the players have to get paid. Some coaches are going to. I mean, like, and it's split, right? In the professional sports, it's split. College is much different. It's like the NBA. There's going to be somebody making $100 million in like 5 years, a
Yeah,
year.
it's like we talk about like Texas Tech paying their guys or whatever, but like the things. I mean, I guess it is pretty similar. But like Bryce Underwood, the amount of money that he got paid as one person,
Yeah.
is crazy. And when you compare that to like we said, like LSU, they throw like 8 or 9 million for their entire recruiting.
Yeah.
And Bryce Underwood is what? Was he 5 million?
Like $20 million total.
Oh, total. Okay, yeah,
Total.
yeah. So like that is like literally more than all of LSU's recruiting class.
I mean, it's just crazy the money being thrown. So we'll see. Somebody that got paid, I don't have a graphic for it, but I do have the NFL graphic. Somebody got paid today in the NFL.
Ooh. Oh yeah, Aiden Hutchinson.
Lions and Aiden Hutchinson reach a new deal with a 4-year, $180 million deal, $141 million guaranteed, $45 million a year.
Man, I love and hate this deal. I love it because he's a great player, and talent wise, he's a no brainer for this. If we're going to be paying edge rushers hundreds of millions of dollars, he deserves to be up there. Two, I think his career is a little early. And I mean, so like you want to get a guy where he's early, but we saw last year the dude snaps his leg in half and then he's out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And you know, we're just now getting through halfway through this season, and it's like I want not that he has like a huge injury problem, but before we throw in or what if he has complications because of that? Or what if he has some other weird injury? Like obviously that happens to every player, and it's awesome. You can lock this guy down for at least like 4 years. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I love him. I think he's like Detroit loves him. I get a little nervous when a guy just comes off of a season-ending injury, and obviously it was like a freak thing. It wasn't like a torn ACL. Someone fell on him. He snapped his leg in half. But like there could be more issues. I don't know. I'm not completely sold on giving a guy $140 million.
Yeah, so he's 25 years old. He's made one Pro Bowl. He's played 46 games in his career. Before last year, he had started all 17 games of the seasons. Last year he played 5 games. This year he's played 7 so far. His first year had 9.5 sacks, 11.5 sacks year 2. Last year in 5 games had 7.5 sacks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think he had like 2 or 3 sacks in the game that he got injured in, and this year so far he's had 6 sacks. So yeah, I mean, you got to pay these guys.
Yep.
He didn't get as much as Micah Parsons. I think it's more guaranteed money, but on a yearly basis it's less.
Right.
I will say I was listening to somebody today, and they were saying that maybe paying a pass rusher doesn't always work out.
Yeah.
I'm going to ChatGPT real quick. Highest paid pass rushers in the NFL, because I want to go through maybe the records of the guys that pay the pass rushers. But you have to pay pass rushers. But so number one highest paid is Myles Garrett. His team
We
sucks.
know how that goes. Yeah.
He's not the problem, but they suck.
Yeah.
TJ Watt, Steelers suck.
Yep.
Micah Parsons, they're good. Packers are good. Max Crosby, team sucks.
Yep.
Aiden Hutchinson's now 5th. So does this mean the Lions are going to suck?
So what I would be a fan of is like Myles Garrett, dude, trade him away.
But they're not going to, because the argument is, and everybody said it, is you can't get a player like that. You don't trade a generational player.
But you can get 4 or 5 really good ones and some draft picks.
No, you could. All right, here are the other ones. All right, so here are the other 5. So Nick Bosa is also in there. 49ers they have injuries, but they're good.
Yeah.
Trey Hendrickson, Bengals suck.
Yep.
Daniil Hunter, Texans suck.
Yep.
Leonard Williams, Seahawks are okay. And George Karlaftis, the Chiefs are good. So, like, half of them who get paid a lot, team sucks. The other half doesn't.
I think that with, like, specifically the Cleveland Browns, they need. I obviously he's a generational player, but think of how there's 11 people on the football field for your team at a time. Now it's amazing to have arguably one of the best, if not the best, edge rushers in the league on your side of the ball, but that's just one dude.
No, I get it.
And we see the problems that they're having. It's like trade them, get a decent player, and get like 4 draft picks.
Yeah, but
And
their
then you
thought
move on.
process is this is their thought process. We're gonna suck regardless, with or without him. If we keep him and we suck, we finally get our quarterback right, and we still have him on our team, and then we're gonna win. That's their thought process.
Yeah. Well,
Um.
the problem is that the Browns have had how many starting quarterbacks since
Well, yeah, they're
2000?
A lot.
They've already had what, 2 this year?
And Shador's probably gonna play.
Yeah, I think he's very close to playing.
All right, so he's played. This is his 9th season. His first season, 7 sacks. His second season,
Myles Garrett?
Myles Garrett.
Okay.
Second season, 13.5. Then 10. Then 12. 16 in 2021. 16 in 2022. So that 16 is the most he's ever had. He had 14 the last 2 years. So far this year, in 8 games, he has 10 sacks.
Yeah, well, he just had 5.
He had 5 in a game.
Yeah. Dude, I would love to have this guy. I think it would be amazing to have this guy. But I just don't understand you have to build. We see it all the time. It's not always necessarily the quarterback's fault that offense is struggling. It's the pieces. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is probably the most talented quarterback, one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. But his offense outside of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and maybe Chase Brown is not good. His offensive line is terrible.
No, I know, but it's just
look at what the Colts did. Look at what the Eagles did. Any team they get an offensive line. Imagine you get 4 picks, you can go guard, tackle.
Yeah. No, it is crazy to look at it and be like, if you pay a lot of money, does it work out? We have a comment here. 17. Caleb Murphy, Fair State. This comes from Xander Smith.
Yeah, he did have 17.
He had 17, of course.
And he was what is the award called?
Like there's like the Heisman of like whatever, right?
Yeah, it was like the Chase Young won it, and then Aiden Hutchinson won it, and then Caleb Murphy won it.
Yeah. No, Caleb Murphy was a beast. He plays currently for the Los Angeles Chargers. All right, I got a text back from Riley.
Okay.
Your phone. He said, and eat it at my crib. I said, yes. I said, I'll send you a link, and you'll just have to prop up your phone.
Yeah, and then you just sit there and you go to ham.
I think he's more intrigued now that we'll pay for it.
I'm glad. I wonder what that's going to run us. We should definitely keep the receipt to show the people.
A lot of money. But, all right, so we've talked about Aiden Hutchinson's new deal with the Lions. The Packers beat the Steelers 35-25. Aaron Rodgers does not complete the beating all 32 teams in the NFL. Outside of the uniforms, which are horrendous, they're wearing khaki shorts. The Steelers' defense sucks.
And that's so funny because it's like a very un-Mike Tomlin thing to do, right?
Usually, and I think also the highest paid defense in the NFL.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's even crazier. Mike Tomlin is always a guy who's, a decent offense, especially with the Big Ben years, but the defense always shows up. So it's a little funny, isn't it funny that the Steelers defense is bad. DK Metcalf isn't doing too shabby, though.
Well, he's had like 2 good games. He had the game in Germany, and then he had the game last week.
Well, it's better than like with him and the Seahawks, where every year I get tricked into putting him on my fantasy team, and then he just doesn't do anything.
I just traded him for my fantasy team. So I have some grief in this game because I was winning. I was dominating. Tucker Kraft decided to have himself.
Oh, my God.
And I also had the Steelers defense. So Tucker Kraft, I was playing against Luke. He had Tucker Kraft.
Yep.
And then I had the Steelers defense. And mind you, he was sitting there with like 23 points, Me, Nolan, and Luke were playing NASCAR 25.
Oh yeah. No, I want to though.
We like getting in the lobbies and trolling people.
Yeah.
I did get a safety notification from PlayStation. And so we're sitting there, and Luke's
Wait,
like,
what
"There's
does
no way."
that mean?
That basically I need to, if I don't clean up my act online, I'll get banned. It's basically what they sent me. And I wasn't even, out of the three of us, I was the least troller in there. Luke lives for that stuff. He has a couple like ghost Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
Where he just goes, he's blocked by a bunch. He read off the people he's blocked by, like celebrities wise. Like I forget the one person I forget who it was, but he like every time this guy tweeted, he posted a picture of him and Jared from Subway, like together, and it took him like months, and he's now blocked. I forget who it was. Nolan, if you're still in here, I try and remember who it is, but he let me see if I think he sent a picture of it. Let me see if I can't find it. Yeah, he lives for it. Oh, it was oh I got it. I'm looking at him, but I cannot think. Bill Simmons. You can't see the picture, but
oh my god, wait, I'm gonna look it up.
But it's he tweeted it every time he tweeted. He would he'd comment this photo underneath.
Oh, I found it.
So that is one of the people he's blocked by. There's a bunch of celebrities he's blocked by. So
oh my gosh.
Riley said that he'll do it if we pay for it.
Oh, perfect.
He
Well,
said gotta knock the dust off. I told him we'll figure out the number and we'll send him money.
Yeah, that works.
No, so when he was a big fan of Jonathan's because Jonathan has the infamous story where a kid did not commit to Michigan.
Oh yeah,
like 10 years ago.
Sent him death threats or whatever.
Basically sent him death threats, and Jonathan got on Bleacher Report. We played in a golf outing this summer, and Jonathan ended up playing the group that we were playing with. He was in my uncle's group. Luke was in my team. Jonathan was on the other team. He came up to me and goes, "Oh my God, that's Jonathan." It's like he saw a celebrity. He was like, "Oh my God, that's him." He was like, "I love your trolling, man." Look at none. Yeah, it's too funny because it's hot too. Look at
yeah, I know. I was gonna not comment on that, but
looks like everybody's lost their act since we've lost a professional.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, "Oh my God, that's him!" Like, "Oh my God."
The professional rage baiter.
Like Luke lives for that, dude.
That's
like we got into an argument with a guy from Canada
on NASCAR.
On NASCAR, and he was just like, "You uneducated Americans."
Oh.
And Luke was just like, "What is going on right now, dude?" But no, it was.
You guys like turn around and go the wrong way.
So you can't do that in this game.
Oh, okay.
But what you can do is not drive.
Oh.
So you can get to the back of the pack, and when a car comes up, Luke loves doing it. The problem is he loves doing it to me and Nolan. We'll be in like the front, and he'll just try to wreck us.
That sounds awesome, dude. Is it hard? Is it?
No, it's not hard. Like we've won a bunch of races.
I might have to get it. The problem with racing games is I just suck at racing games, but I might have to check it out.
The nice thing is for voice chat, it's only 8 people.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have a lobby of like 40.
Right.
But you have but there are big lobbies, and then they'll like send you like a party invite.
Okay.
So we've done a couple of those.
You boys hop in there, and you.
But yeah, so we try to find the 8-man lobbies with the microphones, and it's a great time.
I love this. I want to be a part of it. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, Xander, you got to bump people into the pits. Yeah, it's so funny. So there was this one guy, the Canadian guy.
Xander knows ball too. What is happening? I need to get into this.
I think everybody's seen the TikToks. So we're playing this Canadian guy, and every time he got close to us, we spun him out, and he was always in the last play. Every time, and then and mind you, Nolan will be in this voice chat, and like someone will recommend, like, "Yeah, bud, you're done." Yep. He goes, "I'm gonna make it my mission that you're last place." And that's what he's like. He goes, "I don't," because the guy will be like, "Well," because he'll be like 7th, and the guy will get 8th. And he goes, "Yeah, but I was in front of you, and my goal to beat you won, and you were in last place."
It's awesome, bro. I
Dude,
need
it
it.
is-
I need it. Me, you, Zan, Luke,
Oh, dude.
and Nolan, dude. We need to just go
It is
trolling
the
people.
funniest thing ever, and people get like
So mad.
so
Yeah.
mad.
I can already
dude.
imagine these NASCAR people. They're like
Like
trying to like live NASCAR
there was
lives.
one guy. It was in the Canadian one, and he's like, "I'm trying to race here, and you guys are causing a caution." And he's just like, and then this Canadian dude was like, he kept being like, "What do you guys do for a job?" He goes, "I make more money than you, blah blah blah." And the guy's like, "Who gives a shit? We're trying to race."
This ain't about money.
Yeah.
It's about racing.
Yeah, he's like, "Who gives a shit?" And it was just so funny, dude. It just, yeah, but dude, they get so mad, dude. They get so mad.
Oh, dude, Xander would be prime for that,
yes.
dude.
No,
he
he
would
would.
be great at it.
Got to bump them into the pit and then say, "Why is that guy already going to the pit?" Dude, it is some of the funniest stuff you'll ever encounter in your life. And because these people, they get so serious. And I sent a video to Nolan and Luke of like people that actually have like the actual wheel, the seat.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's who we're racing against. Like, we're on controllers, but these guys are like, they have all these different things. And they were talking about how there's like setups that they all have. And because the Canadian dude's like, I've done Formula One, I haven't done NASCAR, but he goes, I know there's different setups for different races. And we're just like, dude, we're just here to race.
Yeah, we're here to race and throw you into the pit.
Yeah, it is it's so easy to spin people out too in this game, and they just go straight to the back. Dude, they get so mad, dude. They're like, "What again? You make me wreck again?" Dude, it is.
Oh, I need this, dude. I need it in my life.
It's so funny because it's like, and mind you, Luke is like we'd get in these 40-man lobbies, and Luke would be in the back, and he'd be like, "I hate this game." And then now we start going to the 8-man lobbies, like, "This is exactly why I bought this game."
Oh, so it's not like 8 real people and then the rest of them are like computer cars.
Well, you can
Oh,
do 8 with AIs, which would be 32 AIs, or you can
Okay.
just do 8 people.
Yeah, that is more fun because like everyone that you encounter is actually a person.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man, that is awesome.
No, it's quite literally the funniest thing ever.
Oh god, I gotta watch some of those videos you guys are talking about too. There's got to be a YouTube channel that's dedicated to just doing exactly.
No, there's a guy on TikTok that does it. That's just
Oh,
what he does. But no, it's funny.
God.
Now we segue back into football.
I
don't even know if we can.
Yeah, Chiefs Commanders.
Yeah, Chiefs beat the
Commanders
Commies.
suck.
Yeah, the
Commanders
Commanders.
suck.
I don't think they make the playoffs.
No, I think they are in a struggling NFC East. Ooh. Now that Cam Scatterbo's out, it changes things a little bit, but I would say in a struggling NFC East, I would say that like the Commanders are the worst team in it.
I only think one team from the NFC East makes playoffs.
Yeah, I could see that because I mean the Cowboys, if they're not playing someone that's like absolutely terrible, they lose. The Giants, they looked pretty good for a couple weeks, but I honestly think that with Cam's out, and I think people are going to start figuring Jackson Dart out, like the Eagles kind of did. Yeah, and I think the Eagles will probably make the playoffs. I'm still not happy with them, but
no, I mean it's a bunch of things. Xander Smith says I think they're only bad because of Jaden's injuries. He's missed like 3 games. It's just been one of those things. I think when you have such a great year, you think you're going to build on that. So you get all these veteran guys, Laramie Tunsil at left tackle and Debo and Von Miller and all, instead of just like building and organically building your team. We've seen it with the Texans 2 years ago. They did the exact same thing, right? Where they're like, oh, we're going to add on to this. And sometimes it's just slowly grow.
Yeah.
Slowly
I think
build
too,
up.
though, it's like they're kind of having this injury tag game.
Yeah.
Where like Terry McLaurin's out and then he comes back. But when he comes back, Jane Daniels is out. And then it's just like it's a continuous cycle of like just never being completely healthy. I think that this is Jane Daniels is gonna get the kind of CJ Stroud treatment where he has a phenomenal rookie year and then his sophomore year isn't as good, so people start to overlook him a little bit. But
now everybody says he sucks.
Yeah, CJ Stroud is a great quarterback, and I think that Jaden Daniels is going to be just fine. I do think defenses are getting better at limiting quarterbacks who are really good at scrambling. I know we
Well,
haven't
other
seen
than Patrick
Lamar.
Mahomes.
Yes, well, the refs take care of that. Don't they? UTEP did a study, buddy. um, but yeah, like Lamar Jackson was very limited when they played the Lions,
Yeah.
and even with Jaden Daniels and Kyler Murray, it's just like they're starting to figure out a little bit. It's not perfect though, because Lamar Jackson is going to be Lamar Jackson. He's going to get away every now and then. There's just nothing you can do to stop that from happening. But they are definitely starting to limit the abilities to scramble and kind of how quick they can shut it down if it starts to happen.
Yeah, no, I mean it's one of those things you figure it out and you kind of do different ways you watch. You also pick up on tendencies of the offense and of
Yeah.
the player. And that's a big thing too. It's not just like, oh, he's not as fast as he was. No, it's like they understand, like, hey, if he does this, he's probably going to run, or hey, they like to do this play to open this up, or hey, the left tackle maybe sneaks out that way. There's just a lot of different things. Yeah, I mean, speaking of the Chiefs, Enter says, it's a children's program, but Patrick is playing his ass off this year. Yeah, I mean, he's been playing great. I will say what's really helped them is Rashid Rice. He's played in 2 games.
Oh my gosh, man!
He has 3 total touchdowns in 2 games, which is tied for the second most on the team with Kelsey. I want to say maybe Worthy, and the Hollywood Brown is 4.
Yeah.
So in 2 games, he's been able to do this. He likes to go fast. That's what he does. He comes in and does
and just crashes into everybody.
Yeah, he just bumps you. He'd be great in NASCAR, actually. But no, I mean, they've played great. They've done.
I think too.
They've figured themselves out.
I think too. It was the Chiefs were playing pretty well. You could just tell that they were missing that one guy. You know what I mean? That one guy that was the Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And the guy that Patrick Mahomes is going to go to if they need a play made. There are some guys on that team that can do that sometimes, but I think Rashid Rice is a guy that you can really rely on.
Yeah,
to do it a lot.
consistency.
And I love having him on a fantasy team because he's going to get the ball. Sometimes quarterbacks struggle getting the ball to people. Patrick Mahomes does not struggle getting the ball to people. People have a problem catching the ball when it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Kelsey dropped the one. But no, they figured themselves out. They're kind of back to being the explosive offense that they were like 3 years ago, I would say. It's helped that they've got the run game going again with Kareem Hunt and Pacheco slowly going. Patrick Mahomes has like over 200 some rushing yards.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, I always say until you beat them, they're still number 1 in the AFC West.
Yep.
They're still really good. They do play the Bills next. That will be interesting this
That'll
Sunday.
Be a good one. I'm excited to see
in
them.
Buffalo.
I'm so excited to start seeing them face off with Denver. I think it'll be a good test for Denver. Is Surtain out, or is it Sutton?
Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, Surtain. Yeah. That'll obviously be an issue against
PS2. Come on, man.
PS2. I'm sorry.
Come on.
That'll be an issue for the Broncos.
But dude, they have like 30 some sacks in like 8 games.
Yeah, I'm really liking this Broncos team. There are teams like the Colts that I'm a little hesitant of. Jonathan Taylor is amazing for them, and Daniel Jones seems like he's having kind of a resurgence, but I'm not too sold on them yet. The Broncos I'm kind of sold on. Specifically that like less than a minute drive with no timeouts that Bo Nix had. It was just unbelievable. And
no, they look good.
And the way that everyone does this to the Cowboys, but the way that they dismantled the Cowboys, they look like a for real team.
No, they look good, and they did what they were supposed to against Cowboys, right? Like if you're a good team playing against Cowboys, you should do good. The Steelers, they play the Colts next, so that will be very, very interesting.
I think the Colts are going to beat them by like 3 touchdowns.
Packers play the Panthers next. Panthers are 4-4. A little surprising for them.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I said the Chiefs play the Bills this weekend, and the Commies play the Seahawks this week. So that'll be interesting.
Watch that be Monday Night Football or something.
I don't think so. No, I don't think any of these games are Monday or Sunday night. Let me look at the schedule for this week. So Thursday, we have the Ravens and the Dolphins. Gross.
That's awful.
2-5 versus 2-6. Lamar Jackson will be back for that.
Okay. I could be.
Sunday Night Football is Seahawks and the Commies.
Oh, get it off of my TV.
And then Monday Night Football, this one you're gonna tune right in. You may watch all pregame, you may watch postgame, you may watch it all. Cardinals at the Cowboys.
terrible.
I think it's horrible that the commies are getting so many primetime games.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was just gonna say. But it's because of how good they were last year.
I
But
get
this
that.
is why the NFL just needs to flex the schedule.
Hey, it's the NFL slowly balancing itself out.
Yeah,
Not in primetime games,
no.
but the teams. But no, I do agree. Like the flex Sunday night, like that needs to be flexed because Seahawks are favored by 3.5, which that is saying right now that Jane Daniels will not play. But yeah, Bills Chiefs. That's Sunday night football. Why that wasn't Sunday night football to begin with is ridiculous. But whatever. There is contract disputes with all the three networks of like, hey, they need to get an even amount of good games. So CBS probably lobbied to have the Bills Chiefs as their big game. So yeah, I mean,
I see. You're talking about. Yeah, I got you.
they kind of got to level up the playing field.
Yeah.
And then the NFL kind of steps in and is like, hey, Sunday night football. That's why I think you wait.
I would say that there's probably 4 games that are better than the Cowboys, Cardinals, or the other one you said.
All right, let's go down it then. Ravens, Dolphins, no.
No.
Bears, Bengals, no. Vikings, Lions last year would have been it. No.
No.
Falcons, Patriots, no. Chargers, Titans, no.
Oh, God.
Colts, Steelers,
No.
49ers, Giants, Broncos, Texans, no.
Oh, God.
Panthers, Packers, no. This week's terrible. Jags, Raiders, no. Rams, Saints, no.
This week is terrible.
Chiefs, Bills, yes.
Yes.
So if Jane Daniels does play, Seahawks, Commanders is not bad.
No, yeah, we've totally just put my foot in my own mouth. This week is terrible. Yeah, give me Seahawks Commanders Sunday night. I would maybe take the Falcons, whoever they play. I can't remember who you said, but yeah, I would maybe take that. The Falcons can be kind of competitive. Yeah, and I really like Drake May this year.
No, the Patriots have been good. I mean, it shows what happens when you get a competent coach in New England that maybe something good can happen. But yeah, so we will have more reaction to football, NFL Sunday. We go in now to our picks.
Woo!
This is major. It's getting real tight.
It's tight when it's Navy at North Texas is on the freaking.
This is actually a good game. 7-0 Navy versus 7-1 North Texas. Good game.
Yeah.
This is potential playoff implications. But before we do this, I will say the picks. This is what our results are so far. Jerry is 29-26. Trevor's 34-33, and I'm 35-32.
Let's go. I'm above 500.
It's a close race. I do have Jerry's picks this week. He sent them.
Okay.
So we have those. First game, Navy 7-0 at North Texas 7-1. North Texas 6.5-point favorite. Jerry went with North Texas game's noon on ESPN2.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about either of these teams, but I do know that one of our former teammates plays for North Texas, Tyrese Thompson. So I'm just going to go with North Texas based on that.
That's probably pretty smart, but I'm going to go with Navy just because they play Notre Dame next week. And I want them to be undefeated and maybe ranked when they play Notre Dame next week.
I like that.
So that's why I'm going with a little Navy action there. Their quarterback, Blake Horvath, I think is his name, is a very good quarterback. One of probably the better Navy quarterbacks in the last so many years. So he's pretty good. So just because I want Navy to be undefeated when they play Notre Dame.
That's fair. I like that. Didn't that happen last year?
It was when they played Army. Army was undefeated. Navy, it was close. Navy had like a loss or two, but it was they were both highly ranked. I think Army was ranked, but they were both like highly regarded last year until they played Notre Dame. All right, next game here. Arizona State 5-3 at Iowa State, who is also 5-3. Iowa State's 7.5-point favorite. Jerry is going with the Cyclones in Iowa State.
Oh my gosh, dude! This is literally the culmination of everything that's bad has happened to me this season. I have sworn off betting on Arizona State, and I have sworn off betting Iowa State. But of course, they play each other, so this is I have to pick between one. Iowa State. I really liked Rocco to start the season. I thought the Farmageddon game, he looked really good for a few weeks. He looked really good. Arizona State. They've had one. Weren't they the ones who knocked off Texas Tech?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good win. But other than that, I don't know if I have anything crazy. I think I'm going to go Iowa State too.
Yeah, so I just seen Sam Levitt's out for Arizona State, which
Oh, good
that
thing.
is an
I want,
automatic
for
Iowa
the
State.
record, I would have demanded that my pick got changed once that information.
You voided.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Iowa State too. They were winning or close with BYU, and BYU blew them out at home. I think they bounced back from that. The game is at 1 p.m. on TNT, by the way.
Ooh, Dynamite!
Little TNT action spread there. And a 1 p.m. game on a Saturday. Little goofy.
Ooh.
Number 15, Virginia, 7-1, minus 4.5 point favorite at Cal, 5-3, 3:45 kick on ESPN2. Jerry went with the Virginia Cavaliers coming off of the close win last week.
Yeah, I like Virginia a little bit. I'm a little cautious of them. This looks like it's a game that seems so meaningless, but for a Virginia team who's kind of rolling right now, this seems a little trappy.
Yeah, it does. Going across the country.
Yeah, going across. You know what? I'm gonna be weird. I'm gonna go Cal.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well. Yeah, it just feels like Virginia's due for a slip up.
Yeah, and I going across the country.
3:45.
3:45, which is really noon there, right?
Yeah,
in Cal?
be 12:45.
Yeah.
Cal's got that freshman quarterback. You've talked me into Cal as well. They almost lost to North Carolina last week, so that means they're either going to lose this week or they're going to blow out Cal.
Yeah,
exactly what that means.
Yep.
All right. Wrong piece of paper here. All right, number 23 USC 5-2 minus 6.5 point favorite at Nebraska, who is 6-2. This game's at 7:30 p.m. on NBC. Jerry went with USC. This game, I think, may be the hardest game to pick this week.
You know what? I think so. USC, Illinois lost, tough loss.
Yeah.
That seemed like a slip up a little bit. Handled Michigan State, handled Michigan. Lost to Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a very good team.
Yeah.
Nebraska loses to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Loses to Michigan.
I will say USC's lost the last 2 games on the road.
So here's where I'm going to go. I am going to go USC here. But if USC loses, could we be seeing a maybe USC job opening up?
I think if the buyout from Lincoln Riley wasn't so big, maybe.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't trust either of these teams.
Me neither. I really don't trust Matt Rule in Nebraska and that Pat Mahomes diet or whatever is happening there.
I think USC wins this game. I'm partially going to go with USC just so if I lose this game, you guys also lose this game, so I don't lose a game there. See how that works in the standings, so we all lose. But yeah, I think USC is a good team, and I don't think Nebraska, like USC struggled with the physical teams. Like Illinois was more physical and dominant on the line of scrimmage than they were. Notre Dame was as well. I don't think Nebraska's that physical.
No.
They lost to Michigan at home. So I think USC does win it. USC has too much offense. I don't think Nebraska has enough offense.
Yep.
And so I'll also go with USC. All right, this game is College Game Day this week. Number 17, Cincinnati, 7-1 at number 24, Utah, who's 6-2. Utah has a 10.5 point favorite. This line has moved. When I first made the graphic, it was 8.5 yesterday. Now it's 10.5. Jerry went with Utah. 10:15 on ESPN.
I really like. I don't know if I really like any Big 12 team minus BYU right now, but I have been impressed with Utah. But there's this. I just envision this game. Let me double check. This game, November 22nd, just meaning so much when Cincinnati plays BYU. I just see it in my mind's eye, in my third eye right here, that game is going to be very meaningful. The 2 top teams in the Big 12. So you know what? I'm going to go Cincinnati Bearcats here.
Wow, that's big. I'm going to go with Utah. I trust them at home, at night, and I feel like Vegas knows something we don't.
Yeah, I do too. When you told me that it moved, I got a little nervous, but I'm sticking with my gut.
But no, I think it's going to be a good game, but I just think I think Utah can be able to run the ball on Cincinnati. I'm not fully sold on the Bearcats just yet. All right, this is a big game because I mean it's Vanderbilt and Texas. You would think Texas beats old little Vanderbilt, but there's an injury question mark in this game. Number 9 Vanderbilt 7-1 at number 20 Texas. Texas 6-2. This game's noon on ABC. Texas as of right now is a 2.5-point favorite. The over under set 44.5. That has moved. The over under has moved down. It was 45.5. Now it's 44.5. I believe that Arch is still in concussion protocol. And some would say his best part of the season was the fourth quarter at Mississippi State before he got injured.
Who did Jerry pick?
Jerry went with the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Yeah, so my thought process here.
I'm trying to see if Arch is playing or not.
Yeah, go ahead and I'll speak to the people. My thought process. Vandy, being number 9 and being the underdog to a number 20 team is kind of funny. But yeah. I think that's right where Vanderbilt wants to be. Yeah. I think the moment that we start putting them up there with the Alabamas and the Texases and the Georgias and all that stuff, they're going to lose a little bit of their charm, a little bit of their shine. Now, let's go back in time here. Texas lost to Ohio State, then Florida. I think
Arch was able to practice, so it's indicating that he could be
ready to go.
Could be.
Okay. You know what?
He still has a fully clear protocol, but you never know.
I'm going to go Texas here because they already have 2 losses, and they still have to play Georgia and Texas A&M. So I think if they lose this game, they're freaking close to, and they're not going to beat Georgia and Texas A&M.
Yeah.
So I think they have to win this game. I don't love them to win this game, but they have to. They have to, or this is a job where I'm like, Sark is doing poorly too. You know what I mean?
Well, Sark's made the playoffs though twice.
Yeah. So did James. James Franklin made the playoffs.
He made it once.
Yeah.
He was there 12 years. Sark's been there, I think, 5 or 6. No, it's the same difference though. I mean, it is the same thing. But Sark there's some love there for Sark, and I think a lot of blame is being put on Arch Manning for this season and not as much Sark maybe as it should be, right? Because, I mean, Sark's the guy that chose Arch Manning to be the starter. It wasn't just like, hey, you have to have him be the starter. You know what I mean? So I do agree with you. There is, I'm not, saying Arch has been great. He's not been good, but there's been a lot of blame on, he's the reason. It's like, well, you still have to coach the entire team.
Right.
Yeah, my thing with Vandy is their 2 biggest wins were at home. In Mizzou and LSU, their biggest loss was on the road. I think Arch or not, I think Texas finds out how to win this game. Because Vandy wins, but they win ugly. They remind me of the Notre Dame teams that Clark Lee was defense coordinator for. They'd win games where it'd be like, why is that game close? Or they should have lost that game. Just kind of the feeling I get with them.
For me, I feel like with them struggling with Missouri, I love Jerry. Love the Missouri Tigers.
There's a freshman quarterback was playing in the second half.
Yeah, and to only they won by a touchdown.
Yeah,
I don't know if I fully trust that team against Texas, a very high-powered Texas.
No, I agree, and I think the Texas back against the wall. Texas is still a good team. They still have a good defense. Diego Pavia has made mistakes. He hasn't played great in big games. I just think Texas being at home, Archer not, because I mean that backup quarterback did throw a beautiful ball in overtime to win the game. And then they've had these games where they have they went to overtime with Kentucky, they went to overtime with Mississippi State, and you're like, what the hell? I think they come in this game nooner, which would be 11 there. I like the Texas Longhorns to win the game. All right, moving on to our last game that we have to pick here. Number 18, Oklahoma, 6-2 at number 14, Tennessee, who's 6-2. This game's 7:30 p.m. on ABC. Tennessee's a 3.5-point favorite. Over-under is 56.5. Jerry went with the Volunteers of Tennessee.
Real quick question. Are you in favor of this week's game day?
Being at Cincinnati, Utah,
Yeah,
I'm in favor of being somewhere other than an SEC school.
that's my issue here. Is that I would rather watch. I think the Texas Vanderbilt game is bigger and more important and more interesting, and I think this game is also bigger and more important. And more
Well, the
interesting.
only reason they did Cincinnati, Utah is because it's on ESPN.
Gotcha. You know all the politics stuff. I don't always catch on. You know what I mean? You
Been
got
in
your
business.
ear to the business.
Yeah,
I'm
been
just
in
an
business.
outsider guy. Hey, I'm just an honest man.
That's why I
Working an
got
honest
two. That's why I
job.
got 2 gold statues sitting up top.
That's right. Yeah, boy. You need to
Just-
put them in view of the camera, dude.
They're kind of there.
Okay. Because I'm like, if people see that you got 2 Emmys just sitting there, dude, what? Of course they're gonna click on our freaking podcast.
She's got golden boobies.
Yeah, golden movies. All right. So Tennessee. 2 losses. They got that Bama loss and they got that Georgia loss. Oklahoma. Also 2 losses, right?
Yes.
They got the Ole Miss loss. And what was their loss before that? Texas.
Yes.
Texas. Yeah, I mean, who do you like more? Do you like Georgia and Bama more? Or do you like Texas and Ole Miss more? Well, we just saw how Georgia compares to Ole Miss. Yeah, I'm gonna go Tennessee. I think
Yeah, I don't even think this game's a question. honestly.
no. It is. I mean, yeah. I mean, a lot of people were really hot on Oklahoma to start the year, especially after that Michigan game.
Hand injury
So,
ruined it all. Hand
yeah.
injury ruined it all.
Jonathan's already saying John Material's going to win the freaking Heisman. Dude hasn't played good since after he broke his hand or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is their offense looks lost with John Mateer having a broken hand and not being like coming back too quick, and now it just hasn't looked great. Ole Miss was able to score on them. I think Tennessee's going to be able to score on them. And this game's at Tennessee, and also you have Josh Heupel, who was a national championship winning quarterback for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And he beat him last year when he went down there to Oklahoma, made him feel good down there in Norman. I think he said, hey, you're in my house. He kind of wants to prove, like, hey, if you ever get rid of Brent Venables, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Like, look what I can do.
I like that.
I think it's Tennessee's kind of sneaky. I don't know how good they are, but they're sneaky. They did go to the end with Georgia in overtime. Kicker kind of ruined it for them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. There's just something about them where I don't know if they're very good, but I think that they can maybe wreak some havoc. Oklahoma, everybody was high on, and then we all were like, hey, their schedule's tough down the stretch. They got a good defense, but they were shown that they were vulnerable. I like Tennessee. I mean, Oklahoma's got a gauntlet here. I mean, they have at Tennessee, at Bama, Mizzou at home, and LSU at home. I mean,
yeah, that is pretty. Did they ever say who the coach is for LSU now?
Yes, I do have that. I was gonna say that, and I completely forgot. That would be Frank Wilson. I don't know what he coached before. Yeah, Frank Wilson is now the guy. He's a running backs coach, and now the
Telling someone like that, it's like never like the offense coordinator, defense coordinator.
He was at LSU back from 2010 to 2015. Then he went to be the head coach of UTSA from 2016 to 2019, and then from 2020 to 2021 he was at McNeese State. And then came back to LSU. His head coaching record is 26-40.
Oh my god!
Not good. He was 19-29 at UTSA and was 7-11 at McNeese State.
Oh my god, dude, that's terrible. R.I.P. to the Bayou, man.
So yeah, not looking great for him at all. So no, those are our picks. We all went Tennessee. Me and you went Texas. Jerry went Vandy. You went with Cincinnati. Me and Jerry went Utah. We all went USC. Me and you went Cal. Jerry went Virginia. We all went Iowa State. You and Jerry went North Texas, and I went Navy.
That's just how the cookie crumbles. I was a little worried that we were all too similar, but there was a bit of variation in there. So
there's always everybody has a game where they're kind of on their own, for the most part.
Yeah, I like when that happens.
Little whack.
Remember, like I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, where me and you had the identical.
Yeah. It happens. Sometimes you just feel the board out. That's usually never a good thing. But yeah, I mean, it works. I feel like we talked to Sabrina like 5 days ago.
Yeah, I know it has been a long time. A lot has happened since then. NASCAR is hilarious.
So funny, dude.
But yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here once again.
No, it was good.
Great
Once
show.
again, thanks Sabrina Hoover,
Yeah,
WNDU Sports
thank you,
for coming
Sabrina.
on.
Dude, I'm not lying though either. As I'm scrolling through Facebook waiting for the show to start,
This is how it
and then
works.
it's like Mishawaka like varsity girl. She did, and then it said like by Sabrina Hoover, and I'm like, I'm sitting in a waiting room with this person.
Yeah.
I have never. I was wondering. I was like, I don't wonder if I've seen any of her articles or anything. And then that happens, dude. We're in the Facebook lounge right now, dude. We're at the secretary's desk at Meta.
It's scary how it works, but that's how it works. It's how it operates. No, I mean, it's nice when she's just excited to come on here as we are to have her.
Yeah, she was very awesome, and she was more good. She was better than I thought she would be. I'm not saying not that I thought she was going to be bad, but like even what I thought was heightened even more.
She answered like all your questions.
Yeah, and
that's
yes,
what you're saying.
Yes, and when she answered them, she was like answered them so thoroughly. I could only hope to be that well spoken one day, like Sabrina.
No, we got her in. We had her availability for 30 minutes, and it worked out great.
It was the most professional 30 minutes the show's ever seen.
I mean, that's just. What do we have a comment here? Caleb, do you still got a jumper? I forget that MF was money back in the day. I mean, I feel like I could still shoot. I mean, that's a fact.
Dude, that thing went 90 miles an hour.
It went in though.
It did go in. You shot a completely horizontal jumper.
No arc.
It was insane.
It works. I haven't shot in forever. I can't tell you the last time I shot a basketball. I kind of gave up on sports. I don't like to tear Achilles.
But yeah, that's true. Twice.
Yeah.
But you are a bit of a golfer.
I do golf. I golfed Monday. I played with somebody that's very. I played with a professional athlete, and it showed.
You're good? Like, what do you usually shoot around?
Well, so like at Diamond Lake, if I shoot 18, I can get like in the 80s.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I can do good. Now, when I played Blackthorn down in South Bend, which is a much harder course.
Yeah.
I shot a 106.
Ooh, that sounds like something I would do.
Which I talked to somebody, and they said 106 for my skill there was actually really good.
Oh, we played at Grand Valleys one time. It's where they do like the state finals or whatever for golf, high school golf. It was so hard that I just stopped keeping track by like the second hole.
Yeah, no, I mean, so the thing there is like the greens were tough. Like I 2 or 3 putted like every time. So I left probably like 10 or 15 shots out there just in putts because of how tough the greens were to read. But no, I played with Eric, and he shot an 83.
Wow. At Blackthorn or whatever?
At Blackthorn, yeah.
Wow.
Dude. And he probably left 10 shots out there.
That's crazy. He must be really good.
I've never seen a ball go so high so fast.
When we went to the hard part about the Grand Valley course is that like when you're in the rough, yeah. like Diamond everywhere is kind of like some people's rough.
Yeah.
But dude, no, you're literally in like bushes.
Yeah, no.
If you go 1 foot off the fairway, you are in a bush, dude. And I actually went into the bush to hit my ball out. I was in a bush. And I step in a hole, and my toes bend all the way backwards and touch like the top of my foot. I hyperextended all 5 of my toes trying to get that. I was like, this is dangerous, dude. Like, this is just what you guys do?
Yeah, I mean, the key is to hit it straight and not, keep it on the fairway.
Good luck, man. I can count on both my hands how many times I've hit a perfectly straight ball.
That's why I don't hit driver. I hit my 3-iron off the tee, and it's a fairway finder. That's what I do.
I was doing that for a long time. I had a lot of great success with it. So then I purchased a $50 1-iron. And that was not one of my best financial decisions ever.
Well, you know, it happens. It's golf. You know, you make shots where you keep coming back. You're like, wow, that's amazing. Like, that's why you keep coming back.
Yep.
All right. Was money though? Yeah, of course. I'm an athlete. Like, that's just what it is. I don't tear my Achilles, and I know when to retire, unlike some people. Great stream, gentlemen. Yeah,
Thank you,
Creepy
Creepy
Photo.
Photo. No more.
Hopefully next week we'll have some entertainment. I think it's gonna happen. He said remind him Tuesday.
He's got to get some Pepto in him.
So hopefully next weekend we'll have a guy try to eat 5,000 calories.
So are we doing it on Sunday or Wednesday?
We'll do it Wednesday. Wednesday is like, you know, that's here we go. Yeah, I got rid of mine. Didn't yeah. Yeah, Xander's torn both Achilles. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, we'll do it next Wednesday. Sunday's like proper, you know, Wednesday's the wacky show.
Yeah.
You know, we bring
Wacky Wednesday.
Wacky Wednesdays. Yeah, so I think we'll do that. Eat 5,000 calories worth. You'll have to text it to me again. I don't think I have it anymore.
Yeah.
I think
and don't be adding nothing for Creepy Photo.
I'm gonna text him right now and be like, "What's the order again?"
I can't. Xander, I'll send you Riley Mark's order for McDonald's. It's insane.
So yeah, I know it's like a Big Mac, like nuggets,
extra cheese, no
pickles,
20-piece nugget, and then a shake. But there's way more. Like there's a large fry in there. There's there's some McChickens, and it's insane.
Yeah, he's typing right now, so we'll see if he ends up.
Yeah, Xander, take a peek at this, brother. Come on, Riley, give it to us, pal.
He's currently typing. Stop doing this order as he's typing.
Dude, when I go to McDonald's and if I get a shake, that's all I'm getting.
Yeah, I have a wedding in like less than 50 days. And this is like a proper, like legit, like full Catholic mass wedding in downtown Chicago. Like this is legit.
Yeah.
I need to grind. I lost some weight. I gained some weight back. I need to grind. I have to buy a suit. I need to go balls to the wall. So, all right, here we go.
Tune in.
Here it is. Here's the order. Double quarter pounder, extra cheese, no pickle. 2 McChicken, 20-piece nugget, large fry, large shake, large Dr. Pepper.
5,000 calories. We did the math, Zan. It's 5,000 calories. And then he said he would go eat dinner.
Yeah, no, he'd eat that at like 3 o'clock, and then he'd go and eat dinner. And then I also figured out he would drive by the McDonald's every day.
Yeah.
And he would still have them deliver it. He wouldn't stop and get it. He'd have them deliver it to his house, which is like probably like 10 minutes from town. Not even. He'd drive by it every day, but he would still have them deliver it.
Dude. They must have been like, wow, this family of 4 really loves McDonald's.
They drop it off. Man, were you guys cooking and eating McDonald's? What's going on here?
Yeah, so what a beast.
No, so next week, hopefully he comes on and he eats it while we talk sports. We'll time him. We'll see how long it takes.
I'm so excited.
It's gonna be the greatest thing.
He's not allowed to talk until it's gone.
Yeah, no, so he'll do like an intro.
Yeah.
And then we'll start the clock. I'll mute him. And then he's got to like Survivor it.
Yeah.
And then he can move on to the next item. And then when he's completely done, it's when he can eat $27. I guarantee it's more than that. Probably $35.
Xander, for Wednesday, he's getting it.
We're gonna buy it.
Me and Caleb are gonna split the price of it. And we'll let you know. We're gonna keep the receipt. We're gonna make sure it's So he said he did this a while ago. McDonald's prices have changed drastically in the last few years.
I'm putting into the chat GPT. How much would this order cost? Will this order cost in Michigan? You have to put Michigan, right? Because, you got to get the tax down to the science. This is why we have Sabrina Hoover on,
Yeah.
Rough estimate here. $37. No, $39.90. Because double quarter pounder with cheese, extra cheese. That's probably going to cost us.
He's getting
Just
one thing of cheese. He's not getting extra.
$10.39.
Oh my gosh.
A McChicken is $3.58 each. When the hell did that happen?
I was just gonna tell you. I was gonna ask you how much was a McChicken when we were 14 years old?
$1.
$1.
So the two of those is $7.18. 20-piece McNuggets $7. Large fries $5. Large shake is anywhere from $4 to $5. Large drink is not $1 anymore. I don't
No,
think.
I was gonna ask you that
Like
too.
$3 it says.
Yeah.
So yeah, total $2 for tax. Yeah, $40. You're looking at around $40 before any additional local surcharge delivery fees. Yeah, so we're each gonna have to send him like $20.
Yeah. I need to talk to my accountant. Oh man.
He's gonna eat it live.
Yes, I'm so
On
excited for
stream.
that. I'm excited. I was a little
You gotta
nervous for
shake and
Sabrina.
drink shake and drink. his
Yeah,
sauce.
yeah, you gotta wash it down with something. I was a little nervous for the Sabrina Hoover thing. I've never talked to her before. She's a very much professional.
You did great.
But I could not. I'm not nervous at all for this Wednesday. I'm looking forward to it like it's Christmas, bro.
Yeah, so I just asked ChatGPT again how much it cost, how much the calories are. 4,040.
Oh my god, that's so much food, bro. There are people starving in Africa.
And we're gonna pay $40.
And we're gonna pay. We should. Oh no, I don't know if we can financially do it, but let's say we should match the donation to like a charity or something.
No. I'm not doing all that. I will pay $20 to have him eat it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I mean it's that's very exciting. We had Sabrina Hoover.
Wait, there has to be a punishment for him not finishing it.
Oh, I think he's gonna. I'm not even gonna worry about it. I think he's gonna finish it. I think he finishes it. I guarantee he finishes it within 20 minutes.
Oh my god!
I guarantee he finishes it in 20 minutes.
Oh, he's gonna be smashing it, bro.
I'm telling you, 20 minutes he eats it. He said he can eat a whole pizza.
Yeah, well, like what? Like a little Caesar's pizza? I can do that too.
I'm telling you, I think he can finish this in 20 minutes.
We got to time. Yeah, we got to time it.
No, we'll time it. No. What we'll do is we're gonna talk sports while he does this. He's gonna come on. He's gonna intro it. He's gonna show that he has all this food, and then we're gonna start talking sports. He's gonna start eating. I'll mute him, and then every time he finishes something, he's got a survivor.
Yeah.
Move on to the next item, and we'll time him.
I love this.
And then he can talk.
This is my favorite idea that we've ever had.
No, this is why I do this.
This is the best idea that we've ever come up with.
Because I have these cast of characters that can do goofy stuff, and he's gonna do it.
Oh my god, bro. I can't wait. That's when we got to clip and put on the YouTube Shorts or TikTok. Or
yes, no, without a doubt, that will be clipped.
Yeah. All right, let's send her off.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. So we'll be back Sunday. Gerald will be back with us. We'll break down college football. The World Series will be over.
Yep.
Game 7, if it goes to that, is Saturday, so that will be done and over with. So we'll talk that. College football, I guarantee a coach will be fired. NFL, and then we'll come back Wednesday. A guy's gonna eat 4,000 calories worth of McDonald's live on stream while we talk sports.
Yep.
$40 worth of McDonald's. I don't know what makes it sound more impressive. 4,000 calories or $40 worth of McDonald's.
Well, in today's economy,
$40 is a lot.
Yeah. So, we'll see. I'm excited.
So someone will do that next week. We again are very appreciative to WNDU sports reporter Sabrina Hoover for coming on. She gave us great 30 minutes of content. We're hoping to have her on sometime, probably after the last Notre Dame regular season game as they gear up for either the playoff or a bowl game.
Yep.
But as always, thanks for watching.
Peace.